Gonna take a minute.
Hello. Hello and welcome to another episode of TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen. Episode number 266, 267. We are doing a random live right now, and that is because Pulse Chain just went live. We had to go do our quick run through so that we knew we were doing the right thing so that we could bring that news to you. And so, yeah, we're getting this reset real quick. And what up, Josh the Bosch? How are you doing this morning, this afternoon, this evening? Wait, it's only like an hour later for you. Let's see here. Where is this video? There's that video right there. TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen. But yeah, so as we're going for live for this piece, we're going to take it slow. We're going to do it right. We wanted to do a quick video piece on how to add the RPCs for Pulse Chain, how to automatically scan for your tokens, so you know what you have in your wallet. But yeah, no. Josh, how are you doing, sir? I can hear you. Can you hear me? Oh, man. Other than having to deal with a new chain going live, literally set off by an alarm of a blaring horn out of the blue, I'm doing okay. I did not. When did you get COVID? People are going to search and I'm hoping you're doing okay. Are you doing any Degen things? All right, yeah. We are live going. Do you want to come? Do you want to go on this Pulse Chain ride with us and see what tokens you have over on that were mirrored over on Pulse Chain? All right, so we're live. We are live going over Pulse Chain. H, I see you there. How are you doing, Hexorcist? I am, and so one of the things that I was going to be doing for people today was how to safely add pulse chain, how to correctly add tokens, because I looked at my Twitter real quick and I had 1,000 scam posts, and I was like, yeah, I need to do a video real quick. So, yeah. You have to take a stand because this is either the biggest scam, the biggest opportunity in crypto. Hi, how are you? Yes. Yep. Yep. Correct. And it also so those that are, if you're in the Jumbotron, you can see us live because we're doing this broadcast in a couple different spots right now: Twitch, Discord, Telegram, 2 YouTube channels, and Twitter live as well. So I won't be seeing comments, but I got 2 amazing Degens with me on space here in Twitter land. So yeah, no, there's a couple different things. One, exactly like you said, pulsechain.com. If you're a little scared on making sure you're getting the right thing in because someone has Pulse 3 chain, there's a .io that's a scam. There's a whole bunch of different things. Going to Pulse Chain on Twitter, you will find it, and we're going to showcase that just so you guys have that live piece right now so you can see what that is like. Hexorcist is, like he was saying, it adds it right in. And what's great is Join Fire, and I don't know yet if Wallet Guard already has it live for support, but you can, as you can see, you can add PulseX directly to MetaMask, and this is where people always talk about, well, what tokens have been bridged over already. And so there's a really cool trick. You can go the hard way and you can go to the Block Explorer and see what tokens you have. You can actually find your NFTs that were bridged over as well. So if you got a really cool ERC 721 NFT, you might already have that over on Pulse Chain as well. But from here, the way I like to sort of have people go is clicking on bridge, or not bridge. I apologize. Sorry. Not bridge, because that is still, but clicking on Explorer, and then there's the sacrifice checker, clicking on sacrifice checker, and then clicking on the PRC20 token scanner. I've already gone through this a couple times with different wallets. Once you add the token in one wallet, if it's not a separate book, it will automatically add those tokens elsewhere until it will launch which tokens you already have. And as you can see, I've already done these tokens. And so we're not going to run this anymore. And we are going to let it go because it goes through 5,039 tokens that they've already bridged over. And so what that will look like from my Play wallet, it literally loads up what you have over there. Mooney, Soul, PP Hex, and a few other things. And so that's one of the ways we just wanted to go over it real quick and safe, see what other people are doing. And it's 2 days roughly, right, Hexorcist, before bridges go live? Yeah. Oh, hey, do not ever apologize for being an amazing dad. Please. That being a dad is an amazing thing. Do you want to welcome to the stage the one and only, the shot, bang, bang, headshot kill queen, Miss Jennifer. How? I know it'll take a moment if you wish to come up on stage, but how are you doing? So, Josh, did that go through a quick run through? Oh, Miss Jennifer, I see you came off mute. Hey, stranger. I am well. How are you doing? Yeah. All right. All right. Good. Did you go through the Explorer and already add all your other tokens that got bridged over? I am talking to you. Have you gone to the Beacon Pulse Chain Explorer and gone to the Sacrifice Checker and added all your tokens in already that were bridged over? Oh, okay. We're gonna drop that. I see your hand, Exorcist. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and that's the one thing I really like. One of the things that um, let's go here. Let's go enable a farm and get some PLS and PLSX. Um, so going through if you go through the sacrifice checker page as well, there's an auto scan that will scan for the 5,000 some odd tokens that were bridged over already or whitelisted. Um, and it will automatically scan and add those to your wallet as well. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Oh man, I am watching this go crazy right now on the Hex PLS. Oh man, I love ratio trading. I think I saw at one point someone was saying that 8 PLSX is 1 PLS was a good trade. Right now I'm getting it's going it was up to 2100, now it's down to 1700 PLSX for 10 hex. Um, so I do. I do. To do to do. Okay. Nice. Oh man, literally the PLSX pool just got liquidated. Oh man, that is good. I Yep. Right now, one hex gets you 43 PLS. Oh man. Oh man. Dude, it's a new chain going live there, and it's all ratio trading, and to be honest, what I'm really about is um, I am not getting. I'm not really doing a whole lot of ratio trading. I'm trying to get both sides of pools, and I'm just going to reap. reap rewards from people trading. Yeah. Oh yes. I'm a liquidity farming junkie. Passive income. I'm going to be doing both. Yeah. So talk about that so I don't have to for a second while let's go into detail on that. Explain that for people. Yeah.
I really wish I had my 500 USD.
What? You had 500 USD?
It's stuck in Coinbase because eHex is down to like 2 cents. It's like I want to buy eHex. That's what I wanted to do. Now I like can't because I could buy like 50,000 of it. I got other wallets that I can get into and do things, but I'm a little confused. I don't even want to bother these guys and be a jackass, but I'm like,
Oh, and we need to take down the. Oh my gosh, we block that user. I apologize for those that are coming in with no sound. So let's see. Thank you, Daniel, for letting me know that no sound was on. I turned it off for a second. I apologize. Stuttering John, I apologize. I'm blocking you. I will not take any talk like that on anything like that. So, yep, Daniel, I see you. Thank you so much for letting me know that the sound was off. So, for those coming over, let's see here. Like I said, pulsechain.com, going to the sacrifice checker. Josh, do you see that link there in the tweet? All right. So for those that are joining us via video, what we're doing, we are walking someone through on another space on Pulse Chain of how to add tokens, how to add their tokens to their MetaMask wallet via the sacrifice checker, going to the Pulse Chain sacrifice checker from pulsechain.com, clicking on the bridge, the explorer, and then clicking on sacrifice checker, and that will bring you over there. And clicking on the PRC20 token scanner will then, if you set the scan on, it will then scan for tokens and automatically add them, as you can see, and add them there. What? Yeah, so, man, Hexorcist, so this is like a main convert for you, someone that doesn't know anything about Pulse Chain. So what Pulse Chain is, Josh, is basically an ETH copy, more decentralized, cheaper fees. So a snapshot was taken, and that was then, man. What? Yep. Yeah, it goes through 5,039 tokens to add to your wallet to see if you have them on their Block Explorer. Mm-hmm. Exorcist, I see a hand. I totally understand. You know that I know you're not necessarily ever cutting someone off, and I have this great option to mute everyone if I feel it ever gets out of hand. Though I think I've only ever done that once. You bring value to conversations, and so as Josh is learning for the first time too, we can go this over slow, and yeah. So trade some pulls for hex, but the network seems to be hugged to death. Yeah, Daniel, I see that as well on my end. I'm definitely pumped. How can you want to know how you can die peg to $1 on Pulse? That is by finding a dollar value for die. And we'll run through that real quick in just a second. As you can sort of see, we still have just our approval for hex spending is maxed out right now, and so we're gonna bring this over here real quick, make this a little bit cleaner, and yeah. Yep. Yeah, Daniel, it is having to aggressively uh, overly aggressive the gas feature on to approve, um, and so yeah, so as we can see here, um,
Hi. Hi. Where are you?
we are waiting for it to get enabled as well. So, no, no, I haven't checked my Hedron or Icosa yet. I know it's over.
Have you guys tried using the
branded
token
over.
scan? There's a token scan. It scans your wallet for like 5,000 tokens, and it just stops where you have tokens, and you can accept, you can import it. It's on. So I can put the link in here, but please check it. I don't want to mess anyone up, But it is like a legit pulse chain thing. Let me find it. So what it does is it's coming off of the pulsechain.com site, and where their sacrifice checker is. Maybe I'll say it, and then you can go find it. That way I won't be sending links that are that. If you go to the sacrifice checker, there's a hold on, let me get this name up for you. It's at pulsechain sacrifice checker vercel vercel.app. Anyway, please check it for you. Like, I don't want to put the link in because I don't want to do something bad for anyone. But there is a PRC20 token scanner, and you can scan your wallet for like 5,300. It just scans your wallet for like 5,300 tokens in the PRC20 universe.
Hold on one second, Daniel.
sold. So that's a little confusing, but we'll get to the bottom of that later. I hope I'm following you. What I'm saying is that I checked. Yep. I am assuming that you can do that. I did not do it that way. I used the link that I just stuck in a chat. And it scanned my wallet for tokens, right? It goes through like 5,300. It goes really fast. It scans your wallet for tokens and it stops when it finds one. And then you can import the token.
What was your trade ratio on the east side?
Sorry, Krill, was Krill there? She's gone. I know she got kicked out. I thought she was asking me a question.
Yeah. And then, it's this is sort of an odd situation because I have conversations going on in two different ears. From those coming in via Twitch, they can't. Unfortunately, I can't connect Twitch to Twitter, and I can't connect Twitter to Twitch. But everyone else is joining either via YouTube. Yeah, so there are people that are looking. Hex has taken a major dump. I think it's now around 2 cents. Someone was telling me, and I'm actually going and checking that right now. It's at 3 cents, so it's down 49%. But ETH network is super jammed, and so is the Pulse chain right now. So it looked like someone, if they search for player one taco.eth on Twitch. So ratio trading right now, just like Hexorcist was saying, because you have to enable the tokens first, it is getting really clogged out there. You're going to have to do a lot of different things on just making sure you're doing aggressive market. Right now, I think I was just seeing Gwei is up to 12 when it's supposed to be at like 1 right now on Pulse Chain. So the next step is to see if Zen has gone live on Pulse Chain yet. Yeah, you are 100% right on that. And so one of the things that I'm actually looking at right now, trying to find, I know for those that also follow into the Zen community, I'm looking to see if Zen has already bridged over. Well, obviously Zen was coming over, but also seeing if the new contract has gone live on Pulse as well, because that was one of the things that Jack said that was going to be happening. I don't know, Hex. Are you looking into getting into that the Zen push as well on Pulse Chain? I will be honest. I love hearing the kids in the background. Yep.
Yeah, it can take a little bit because it's quite a few tokens it runs through.
Yeah.
But it didn't take forever. It just took, like, let's say 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah. I haven't seen that as well. I haven't seen anything there. Let's see here. Yeah. So he, like you were saying, not only what's going to be really cool to see is people aren't going to be doing the coin batch. They're all going to be doing the Zen NFTs. So gets people in for a chance to see both more unicorns up for grabs. And I don't know. How quickly do you think some of the other protocols are going to be coming over, like DB Zen and Phoenix? Well, Phoenix is going to take a moment because they're getting ready to go live on ETH, but who knows? They might launch it on Pulse Chain as well. Cashnot, welcome to the table. All right. No. Hey. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. It is not a dumb question in the slightest. And so, one, just be, I've repeated this a bunch of times. The reason why I did this live and out of, not random, but I guess random is because Pulse Chain went live and I started getting about 1,000 Twitter DMs on fake airdrops. And so wanted people to be safe. And so, Hex, I see your hand as I'm getting into this. Anything before I do a quick run through? Did you want to add something? Yeah. And so, one, don't worry about FOMO. And have a little bit of a Romo. If you're in it for the long haul, have some Romo. And for those that don't know what Romo is, relief of missing out, the stress. And so I'm going to run it cash now. I'm going to run it from the beginning real quick, just so you have a good, safe way. I did post links in this chat, in the Twitter space down below. And up above in the Jumbotron is a live stream of us talking through all of this. It's on about a 10-second delay. So one, obviously going from the main Twitter pages, obviously I'm assuming you have Richard Hart or you have Pulse Chain Twitter pages saved, so you know you're going to the right ones. All right, good. So I would start there, and then it would take you to pulsechain.com. Okay. And so now you'll see on the top, I'm going to go up to this again. Let me bring this page up. So on Pulse Chain, there is where it has like check out the brand new Explorer, Bridge, Validator, and PulseX. Click on Explorer, and it will bring you to the beacon.pulsechain.com. So if you see, check out where it says under Pulse Chain Mainnet has launched, it says check out the brand new Explorer, Bridge over assets from Ethereum. If you click on that blue Explorer, I will. Yep, pulsechain.com. And that's where you added the new RPC and added PulseX as well. Yep. Okay. Hey, no, not a problem. Okay, so after, hold on. After you click on the Explorer, it will bring you to beacon.pulsechain.com. In the top of the screen, you'll see sacrifice checker. Click on that, and then you'll see PRC20 token scanner.
I almost did, but I have a little bit of money locked in Coinbase jail right now. That's what I was going to use.
Yep.
Oops.
Yep. It will connect your wallet. It'll come up at welcome, CryptoDad. You won't see any transactions will not come up, but it will come up if you click. Now you'll see the scan for PRC20 tokens and a green button that says scan.
Oh, if I was really serious about it,
that will then run the scanner for the 50,000 or not 50,000, 5,039 tokens that have been automatically whitelisted so far, and add them automatically to your MetaMask for you. If you hit scan, that'll be that slow piece right there. It will. I think Hex is the third token that pops up.
Jeez.
Yep.
What's PulseX at?
So what it is it's a block explorer that is since your wallet is connected, it is like you've done on like other things to see what, like looking at different block explorers like Etherscan, Snowtrace, or different chains. It takes your wallet address and it puts it through the block explorer, and it sees what tokens you have bridged over already. So that way you don't have to automatically go look for them and search for them. Yeah, it's comparing the block explorer to your wallet. Well, actually, it's not checking your wallet. It's just checking the block explorer and with your wallet address, your public key. And so you might have already added the tokens. And so it is now going through and adding the ones that it is finding. So if you've already added them, you'll get the memo that will pop up in a yellow box that says, this has already been added. Yeah. And one of the things, we've been talking about is right now the chain itself is super clogged up with transactions, and people, gas is normally supposed to be at 1 Gwei. Right now it's around 15 to 20. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to just say something off to the side to my wonderful Vanna White. No need to be sorry. Have fun with the rejects. So yeah, when you're literally, I was sort of being told today that this could be the week of something amazing happening. And we were literally in a conversation doing some Bitcoin ordinals inscriptions, and she had an alarm set for something that I like. She's like, give me a 4-letter word that I can go inscribe on an ordinal. I don't know what I said. I think I might have swore or something, or I said something really dumb. And then all of a sudden, the alarm went going off. Hex, I see you. Hand up, sir. Oh, cashing out? Okay. Yep.
I had no idea you had such a career.
Yep. Yes. And so there's two ways to do that. One way is, one of the things that one of the things I like most about, um, uh, I'll say it, hexagons, or is the push for ledger and hard wallets. Do you have a hard wallet by chance? And I see that it says cashing out right now, but for some reason I was thinking like I was blending like astronaut with cash. So I was like cashinaut. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, no, yeah. I'm not judging you at all. Um, do you have? So this is one of the things that I like to talk about a little bit. Um, and do you have by chance like a brick phone? Like, and when I mean a brick phone, like a cell phone that doesn't have service anymore, but you still like it can attach to Wi-Fi or something like that. Um, if you have one that is not an iPhone, do you have one that's not an iPhone? An Android phone of some kind. So you would be surprised, like if you reset it, make sure you take all your pictures off of it because those are important, um, and reset the phone. Uh, this is one of the things that I've done with people that didn't have a ledger. This is how you can sort of make your own air gapped wallet in a way. Um, and Hex, I see the hand. Just yeah. Um, and so this is a way you can have sort of an air gapped wallet because it can only be used when it's attached to Wi-Fi. And if you're attaching to your home Wi-Fi,
I'm just glad
you're setting up a good safe Wi-Fi network, hopefully. Um, but so when you have that phone reset with just a junk Gmail account, it doesn't matter what email account it is. Um, just don't download any new apps to it other than I would say MetaMask, and then that can be in a way your hard wallet temporarily because the only thing that you'll do with it is have that address, and you can, like Hex was saying earlier, you now have a brand new wallet that hasn't touched anything, and you don't have any apps on it or anything that might hinder you in any way, shape, or form, and you can then transfer everything to that wallet. Does that make sense? Yeah, don't approve any transactions or anything like that. If I'm assuming you don't want to get into all of the ratio trading, or was that something that you were wanting to get into as well? All right. Hey, yeah, no. Hex. I see that hand. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, no, yeah, I would like to know too.
Yep. And what he's talking about is just an semi-easier way of doing it with like a brick phone, like I was talking about. The only reason I don't like that is because there were Trojans that were coming out last year that were screen recorders, and that is the only reason why. That was the only reason why I don't like that. It is like I know I do it. For those that are on my screen that are viewing my screen, I have books both in uh, my Brave. I have a couple different profiles, and then I have my Chrome. I have different profiles as well, sort of pushing that out as well. But like he was talking about, adding a new profile or a new book creates a whole new book, and enabling MetaMask as an extension there will allow you to set up a brand new wallet, and it's just like doing that with a brick phone. Hex, anything you wanted to add to that?
What were you
Or
trying to
Cash Out,
add?
did you have questions? Yep. Yep. Yeah. So doing that from both. So um, if you go down to like just like Chrome, because I don't know if you've noticed, but whenever you have different sites open that interact with your wallet, if you disconnect from them, they'll ask to reconnect. And so that can sometimes, and be annoying because especially if they're for a different network and you're doing something on a different network on a different page, um, disconnecting that way. But also if you go, directly to your MetaMask and the three dots on your MetaMask and seeing connected sites, it will list out all the sites that your MetaMask for that account is connected to. And so from there, that is where you can disconnect from all sites and just leave your MetaMask locked, and you're good. This is one of those things that Hexorcist was talking about, was the dust attacks, where you can go probably look at Block Explorer and see how many tokens are getting made right now. Maybe I should go make a taco token on Pulse Chain. The first taco on Pulse. That sounds. It's not a rug pull. It just has zero utility. Let's go taco token. I actually have a taco token on Solana, and I have a taco token on Neo. Yeah. Taco with a zero, that PLS. So I just want to welcome everyone else that's sort of joining us. If you have any questions, like I said, we're just doing this slow for that Romo effect, relief of missing out, making sure that people are being smart and being safe. With adding the new RPC, there is no airdrops that you have to claim. The only thing you have to do is add those tokens to your wallet. And you can do that in two ways. One, you can do it one by one via the Pulse Beacon Block Explorer, or you can go to the sacrifice checker through the PulseX Block Explorer, and you can go to the sacrifice checker and you can do the PRC20 scanner, and it will scan. It only connects to your wallet. It doesn't ask you to sign anything, and there's zero transactions other than adding tokens. Just like on other websites where you can add tokens. Let's see, is Power City live yet? I don't know. Yep. Well, no, I think that's a little bit actually longer for liquid loans. If I remember right, they're going to be waiting about a month before they go live. Yeah, I know they're making sure that is locked in and in place, and that all audits are done, because as they're providing loans that people can, personally go and liquidate against, they want to make sure that no one is getting wrecked on purpose. And one thing I do want people to remember, that there are people out there that are, on leveraged loans. If there's room for them to liquidate and make, if they have to sell off, $1,000 worth of tokens and just drop that to get to your piece, they will do that, because it will pay off exponentially for them, because they're looking at this as a long game. So I just want people to be aware of that. Liquid loans is an amazing protocol. They're really putting safety first. But at the same time, there are sharks out there in them waters. So yeah, that's sort of what we're going over. If anyone wants to come up, have any questions, we're just going to hang here and chill. And we're going to be just showcasing again how to clear out pending transactions on Pulse Chain through your MetaMask, if you have a hanging transaction that's been sitting and pending for a long time, we're going to show you how to clear that out. So as you can see, if you're joining us on the Jumbotron via video, we have a pending transaction that we lowered the gas on just so it would pend and hang out. The reason why we're showcasing this is so that people don't keep doing transactions that are not going to go through, and then they wonder what the heck is happening. So from a pending transaction, clicking on it, you can see what nonce it is. This is 526. And so what you basically have to do is you have to send yourself gas, zero gas, actually. You send yourself zero gas. Nope, that's the wrong contract. You can send it to yourself, and you send yourself zero gas. And so you can see here, we don't have enough PLS because we've done this a few times on this account. So we'll move it over to a different account to showcase. I think we have some PLS over there. Yeah. There we go. That one has. Boom. We're going to send this over. Boom. Oh yeah. So that is how you do it. You go and you go through and you send out a zero gas fee, and you replace the knots with the same knots that you had. So that is what will get you there and get you to get rid of that pending transaction. Hex, hand up. We're going to showcase that there. Great graphics. We're going to put that one out for everyone to see.
Maybe leave a couple hundred in these.
And so you'll see that down below as well. In the space, let's see here. Where is that? There it is, freepulse.io. And so that one will show how that goes. And that is just an amazing drip piece too. So huge shout out to the community for doing that. That one had a really good sacrifice, didn't it, Hex? Yep. Yep. Oh my gosh. Can she hear us? Can she hear me? Hi, Bubby. Are we gonna sing Baby Shark do 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 do? Baby Shark do 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 do. Oh, my bad. Oh man, I love the Baby Shark song. Yeah. Hey, go Pepe. Yeah, Pepe's over there as well. Um, yeah. Have you have Hex? Have you gone and looked to try to timestamp when the snapshot was taken? Okay. Yeah. That. So I would I agree with that, but I also think that they took a snapshot from farther back as well, and maybe possibly combined them because I have tokens that I didn't have that I had sold out 2 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Has it been sitting?
Yep.
Has that bottle been sitting there for 2 years since like July 2021? So it's nice and cold.
Yep. Yeah. It is. It is a funny thing to see what that might be um, as well.
Triplet, like, did you? Was it you that put that flag up the other day? That was like, we didn't do this because it was hard, or we did this because we thought it wouldn't be hard. That was hilarious.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's one of those things. They wondering when they did it, um, and when they got it going. So yeah, it is a funny thing to see. Well, I think I think pretty much almost everyone here was here during the ETH fork as well. You know, I don't know uh, if So I remember when that ETH fork happened. We actually, the parties for it were sort of hilarious. Um, but the last block, since it was known what block would be taken over, there was a novelty company or van. I don't know if I should call it a novelty company or a vanity company that was they had bid out to try to buy the entire block. So the last block of ETH proof of work is actually owned by one person. They took up the entire block with a transaction that had like something super dumb on it. Well, to them important. What was the last block on ETH Pow Popeye? Um, so F2 pool, and it had so one. So yeah, let's see here. Um, they do 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 do. Make the commitment, and nature will respond to that commitment by removing impossible obstacles. Dream the impossible dream, and the world will not grind you under. It will lift you up. This is the trick. So that was the quote on that was in the last block that took up the last block. And the very first block on proof of stake was taken up by Hashkey Capital. And they took it up with, and talk about branding, but powering the next wave of blockchain innovation. So that first block had a reward of 45 ETH. Because that's how much they overpowered, that's how much they overgassed that to get that on. They were not taking any chances. So that miner really got the day. That validator really got the day. So did the last miner as well. So that's sort of hilarious. But September 15th, I remember that was actually a few days after PulseCon in Vegas. So that was sort of fun to have there. The Nano S is good. I have all three current ledgers. The S Nano, or the Nano S, the Nano X, and the Nano S Pro. I personally like the X because it's bigger. The way the buttons line up, it just feels a little bit more solid than two little buttons on top. That it's a really safe device, but I don't like. I keep these in a pocket that things get moved around in. And so I'm always worried about these buttons catching on something. They have not so far. But yeah, they are pretty safe. And I think if I look, I actually have, let's see here, for those joining on video, I have my ledgers to showcase so you can actually see them. I think I have them with me. They are somewhere. Yep. The S Plus is just like the Mini. Let me rephrase that. The S and the S Plus or S Pro are alike in they both take up the same shape and size, have little buttons. The S Pro has more space on it, so that it can hold more accounts. And when I say more accounts, you can hold more, like Bitcoin is one account, Ethereum is one account, ADA is one account. Those are different accounts that can be held on it. There it is. And but they do both have the one that the X is bigger. The only difference with really sits it has more size, more memory to it, so you can have more accounts. You can have 500 Ethereum accounts on it, so you could have 500 different Ethereum wallets on it. It has Bluetooth to it. Some people don't like that. I keep my Bluetooth off, but I can also turn it on, so you don't necessarily, if you're just approving transactions through the Ledger Live app, the Bluetooth makes it really easy because it is just a second set of signatures, basically. The Ledger S and the Ledger S Pro are both the same. The Pro is a little bit bigger. It is rounded on the bottom versus square edges. Right? Let me make sure that is right. Um, yeah. Yeah,
I'm not
that
telling
is
you,
that is the
and
play.
no, it did not happen.
And it takes about 5 days, 5 to 6 days for them to come in the mail, depending. Um, or you can always go to Best Buy, and some Best Buy sell them now too. But
No, I'm right.
I'm always I am pro getting them directly from the source.
I don't have my.
You know.
I don't have one like Cold Wallet set up. I'm doing something else.
I'm checking it out right now. Again, I used it a lot to do.
It's gone
so it is not live.
Hit, I don't know, 1.1 or something like that.
For Pulse right now.
Gone back up.
So it is. It was a. It was a.
And it could still go down again. So, orders into that. If I haven't.
Yeah.
If
I remember that too. You could get a lot done, like the roulette, the crash, and everything like that. And so, yeah.
Got lazy.
Free Pulse.
I'll say
they already collected, and you can join them right now. So let's see here. Free Pulse Pool is dead, and then Free Carpet Ride. Let's see here.
Right.
Boom. Let's see here. I am banned from speaking for a day. Oh, but hold on, everyone, just a second. I have to go yell at someone. Well, not yell at someone. I have to tell someone to go yell at someone. I'll be right back. I'm back. So Free Carpet Ride is a really cool project. Magic Carpet Ride. Great people from both the Pulse side with StakeX and everything like that. So Magic Carpet Ride came over from like Power City guys and some Mintra guys as well. That sort of all posted that over. So that's sort of what we got there. I want to do a quick shout out to those that are also in the room with us and hanging out, sending invites to speak, because you might be thinking you don't have. I do love you, Hashback. Solikey.lens. I love that name. And I love the fact that you have a .lens. You seem to be a multi-chain degen like me. As I like to say, I'm chain agnostic. So, yeah. Let's see here. So yeah, it seems so that was the TPLS was for the V3 version or V2 version. So that is not live right now on. Yeah, that's a V3. Piece right now for the free TPLS, because that was a TPLS. That's if you were doing stuff on testnet to get ready and to sort of learn how to do that ratio trading and stuff like that. So yeah, that is. Let's see what we have as a checkpoint. Let's see a list of epoch boundaries currently being served. Has the what's upstream? Ooh, okay. Prism round robin. Nice. All right. So we're looking at some cool block reports right now. We don't have our lighthouse on this, so we cannot pull up our consensus client. So we're not going to use that now. Actually, well, let's get started and see. Everything here. We can.
I don't know how to change that to put a different YouTube on.
Let's see here. We're going to go teach someone how to use YouTube real quick. Oh, man.
Don't be mad.
I am so mad at this person right now. I have to teach him how to use YouTube.
No, it's how to use this thing.
Well, you press
Hexologist.
exit,
Okay.
and you go to YouTube, and you click enter, and then you go to search, and you type in hexologist. That is how you.
That's like this stream where everybody's on. You know, Boris is going to get on there in a second.
Oh, yay. Hexologist.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. The
24
live
hours.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. That is a TV, not a touch screen. All right. There we go. We got some good people up there. For those joining in and not knowing who we're talking about, some of our good friends, hexologists, and I think they have some amazing other people over there. So we're going to go see who they have over there real quick. We're going to be Degens and go trample on, see what, oh, I'm live. We can see what I'm doing live right now. I am, yeah, let's see here. Let's go see if we can go jump into a stream, on stream. Oh, we haven't subscribed to this person for a second. So, yeah. What up, Honey O? I hope life is good, and that you're having some fun. You know, we are just hanging out, making sure people are getting into getting their RPCs added correctly and their tokens added so they can figure out what they want to do next if they've already have that in the plan, already have that in the books. But yeah. So while they come up, yeah, no. So cashing out. What got you? What are you? Have you just been sitting on Hex and not doing anything else? Have you been doing other things on blockchain? Yeah, that is one of the things. Waiting on it and having a little bit of fun. So we're gonna. Oh man, safe move. Did you buy before or after the rug? Okay. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. Did you do the whole? Did you do? Did you do it from? Yeah. Okay. Good to hear about the Pepe. Yes. So that is the short and dirty version of it. A little bit more decentralized as well. And that, oh man. So a separated of consensus layer and execution layer. So smaller block time, or whether you want to say smaller block sizes or faster blocks, however you want to look at that. Pieces are a little bit different. And so, who man, welcome to the stage. And so there's the idea of it just being a different blockchain piece compared, and taking what was done good, and the idea is to do it better from with everything that you've learned now and adding it to the now. Hex. Agent, I Yep. And so I think, if I'm remembering right, Cash, you might have gotten just into an NFT project that might not have had any reward pieces to it, unless that was something that the project was promising. And that would be, you would have to go to the site for it. It could have just been, a project that was sort of doing NFTs with a Pulse theme. I'm not sure. Yeah. So no. So Hex NFT underscore or Hex NFT Co. Let's see here. Oh, Hex NFT the Hex NFT project. Creating an animated digital coin for the Hex community.
Yes.
It looks
so
like.
Guys, Taco says hi.
To me, I could be wrong on this. I'm actually just going to go to the NFT project itself and go to their website. Oh.
Go for it. Let's see what you got.
Yep. So it looks like they only have a Twitter project or Twitter. They don't have any website or anything like that. And so, I think you. No, I don't want to say it's a scam because it depends. If they have a Telegram. If I don't know, did you get like into a Telegram community with them, or it could have just been a community piece. Okay. They are active on. Well, they're semi-active. It looks like on like just retweeting stuff, but I think it was one of those things that Telegram. Yep. It looks like it might have just been a PFP project, like they just sort of, I don't see. Hey, Hexicans, our last two Hexicans are now listed for sale for 0.03 ETH via OpenSea. So, who know? I don't know without. Yeah. Yeah.
The network's really busy, so it may not.
Yeah. Yeah, like there was like Poor Pleb did an airdrop that you had to go claim. Who man, I see that hand up. I apologize for taking a second.
Okay, so what's that?
So you're trying to push a transaction through. Yeah, let me go real quick, and I can tell you. Give me just 1 second, and I will. Let's go here. Let's go there, and Yeah. Yeah. So you have so are you trying to bridge over right now, or are you already you already added your tokens in and everything? Yeah. So let me it's it is a good idea. Um, you know, um, it's one of those things. Let me check real quick. I will see um, what the custom is. So let's see here. Right now, advanced. Let's see. Ooh, max. So let's see here. Oh man. Wow. That is current Gwei is 24,000, 2,400. 2,500 Gwei is the, you know, um, shoot. Um, so it looks like it might be closer to, um, what is that? Um, so the custom spending cap, if you're looking for, that is, you're doing two things there. Um, that allows, if you're doing allowance, is that what it said? Yes. Yeah. So that's the allowance. So that's the max allowance that you are allowed to. You're giving the contract access to. So if you can press both default and max. Default will put in a number of like a true like 15 zeros or 20 zeros more than you have. So basically an unlimited amount. Max gives only the max that you have of that token in your top in your wallet. Um, and uh, some protocols won't allow you to do it with a bunch of decimals at the end. And some protocols don't recognize unless you have the default allowance in. So let's say you have 500 hex, but you want the process, you want to give the third party access to only 5 hex. That's where you would type in 5 hex. And so that's basically saying the contract can only has access to 5 hex. Some contracts will automatically fail on that because they're saying you don't have enough, because there's not that like little bubble for them to like just say like, oh well, you don't have 6 hex, so we're only going to take 5, but you don't have that little micro dust over sometimes. So that can be a piece there that let's see what that looks like. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So just literally since I've been here and did the first update, it's at least got 50%. It was at 72 cents for one of those, and now it's at 101, 103. Wow, crazy. It's moved between 89, 90 something, 72, 103. It's literally in that range. I've seen it since I've been on the stream. I've seen it. I got hex for 25 volts. So if he's negative 25, I think we would see the 400% range.
I don't know. I'm guessing it's gonna probably be die because the 08, the TacoBytes 08.
That's the biggest one we'll probably see unless.
So if you wanted to just custom import a token, right? I would try the ETH address.
All right, hey, take care, Kuku.
I usually go to
That's what was originally talked about was about 24 to 48 hours after it going live.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's saying die. All right, this crash is really close to Exo's face. Yeah, I can't get anything about that. All right, you got. I'm gonna give you some food real quick. You just keep it up. Exo. Yeah, you should take you. Let's see.
My opinion is I am my opinion is I'm not really doing any major trades right now as the market balances out. There's a couple
So
trades I'm looking at getting out and benefiting from, but where I really want to make my play at is in liquidity pools. So the V2 liquidity pools where I put in 50% and 50%. And as people trade back and forth, I get the fees on that. So if it's two tokens that I don't care which one I have, as long as I have one of them, if it goes wild, I can go wild that way. But if it's trading back and forth a lot, I will get a lot of those fees on it as well. Hex, is there something you want to add to that?
I didn't get anything near that close, but I had a couple of things. Nothing remotely close to that. Still, I mean, some of them did 20 plus is really good. I would just text my cousin to check and go my cousin does. We were at funeral last November, and I asked him, "Who's that? What's going on?" He's like, "Oh man, that's not." He's like, "Yeah, that sacrifice would be like that. This guy, he took my money. Yeah, we're all over the boat." So I had to tell him he might be watching this right now. But I told him you happy with the you did. All that he's like, "Oh, dude, no way. Wait, when did you get your money?" And I'm like, news will happen. Never down it.
It actually feels really surreal, and it almost feels unreal. Like all this time, all this buildup, and here we are.
Agreed, man. So much outside aid, so much work from the community, and okay, now it's real. You almost think you're gonna stop. And you're like, wait, now it's actually time to play. Like you going through, you're at the end of the era, the era you begin. It's so special. So true.
I love the classic. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds like ETH classic.
I'm hanging out. I'm pretty happy with that. So even though I'm getting these interviews, I'm like, no, that's not so myself. I'm going to take them up, through training and for my plans. Unless they do something super crazy, like those things. But other than that, I'm just stick to what I said, at least for me.
I'm the same way. I got really early day one on both of them, but I'll just do some of the basic stuff that I learned that I had to from other people that don't really early. I'm trying to really create some of that stuff, but I'm not the same way to do it too much. I always been questioning I got way more stuff than constantly. So most likely is going to be doing stuff that we're on the policy side. I will do some side that. I'm hoping that the real side education or school that could be all that and use that to broadcast that into the policy.
Very nice. So, let me think your bigger brain. Oh, some of this liquidity deployment, I was looking at what some AMM bot was pointing out there. And I've seen pools as low as like 0.1% of the supply. So, there's a lot of liquidity left to be deployed. Do you see any type of play with going all the way to double what they are dead ERC 20s? Do you see it play on some of those big that deployed, maybe do some extraction later? That's likely or realistic.
So this is where, if you're looking at the long haul, there's different staking platform pieces. Icosa, Hedron, Power City, and a few other protocols like that are, where you can stake one-sided, and you're just sort of providing liquidity to the ecosystem, and you're earning fees based on that. And that's sort of where, if you're looking at a long haul piece, the other option is just, being safe and not doing anything and just holding on. Those are two valid options. It goes to someone's risk level, I guess you could say.
Well, actually, I mean,
A V2 pool, or as we'll see, liquid loans come live as well. You can provide liquidity there. Basically, you're loaning your money, it leaves your wallet, so you're not in control of it. Whereas in farms, you have those LP tokens that you can always trade back to. And so it depends on your level of risk, what you're willing to do. Yeah. Well, the new piece is PLS and PLSX. There's different ways where different protocols, like what is the other one from Poor Pleb, the 9-inch decks. There's Magic Carpet Ride, where you can stake those as well, and just reap fees. So basically, the people that are trading off of those, and so you have your initial, and you get the I don't want to call it interest, because it's not interest. It's a percentage of the percent of the pool that you own. So if you own 1% of a pool, you will, and the trading fee percentage is 0.25%. You get 1% of 0.25% of every trade. And so, yeah, like you can find that. Liquid loans will be going live. Power City has their testnet V4 up. If you look for that, same thing with Poor Pleb and their 9-inch decks. I am going to be using both 9-inch Power City and liquid loans, as well as the main Pulse X. And the reason why is because each one of those are sort of different communities, and I don't want to deny those communities access to my liquidity, so that they can make trades, so I can collect those fees. Yeah, no.
I just don't feel like getting in there and getting like hung up transactions and trying to get them out of there.
Hey Hex,
Yeah.
just so you know, the free pulse.io is still on V4 and has not been upgraded yet to Pulse Chain. Yep. Yep.
Oh wow. So we'll have to look through. I don't recall his name out here yet. One of the issues. I said, I thought it was 17. I thought it was 17 field. Guys said 17 field.
So there's no, yeah. So yeah, you'll see under the trade earn and then the three dots. That is where you'll see the burn, and you'll be able to see the burn PLSX right now.
Did you get your 100 PLS?
that is one of the things that's really cool about the entire community. Oh, you're totally Hex. Don't even. Yeah, the little ones are asleep. The only big request I might have is that you sing Baby Shark to the entire group. But it's been, I am going to do something. Done. Boom. There we go. And Cashnaut, I saw that hand for a second as well. Omar, you have a question, sir? I see you took yourself off mute. Omar? I'm gonna drop you down, Omar, because your connection is bad, and then I'm gonna invite you back up. Oh. Taco shop. What is that? Street credit. Good morning, Omar. Assalamu alaikum. How are you? Well, what can I do? What can we do for you today on TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen?
Yeah, it's the actual event is the 18th to the 20th. As far as the agenda.
Yes, I can hear you. What can we do for you?
I couldn't think of a better time before it launched, right before you guys are all packed together in Miami.
Not to say that that's that much.
Yeah, no. We all around. I'm from the Genesis block. Where are you from? Okay. What can we do for you today? Do you have a question? I do not know. Let's see here. I have the answer to that, sir. Where is my Filipino? Sorry, I do not follow random people. I apologize. I do not work with social engineering in that way.
I've never been to a single one in my life.
Oh, really?
No, I apologize. No.
Went to a consensus, the last one, maybe a month ago.
I do not know you.
This is my first Bitcoin one.
Yeah.
I've been for about like 6 years. I'm like, nope.
Apa yang bisa kami lakukan untukmu? Apa yang bisa kami lakukan untukmu? Apa yang bisa kami lakukan untukmu?
No. I apologize. All right. That is how someone leaves the room. Oh well.
Probably well after the summer madness. I go from
Do.
to Miami, and then from Miami I go to for the film festival. I got invited to the film festival.
Oh no. I went with Indonesian, and the amazing voice you heard in the side was my great translator app, Hi Hello, or no, not Hi Hello. It's Say Hi. Hi Hello is my BD app that I use, and so basically, an Indonesian was asking, "What can we do for you?" And that then caused him to drop out. So I think he then understood that we could figure out what he communicate. Just wanting one of the things that I have seen a lot of the times is it's almost a social engineering where they get people to follow, which then gives them credibility to others. And yeah, so that's just one of those things where I am not down for social engineering, especially in the forms of attempting to scam others. That's just not my cup of tea. Yep. Love it. Yes, I do. And I'm gonna write breathing. You weren't expecting that one, were you?
77,001 incentive is.
What about you?
And then Randolph can let me not what's the thing that we're at. I'm guessing you mean let your life, right, Randolph? Because well, I guess what about President? I know President isn't that Jerry?
Oh yeah, Treasure works.
Okay. Yeah. I've only encountered bots in 2 spaces so far. One, someone was doing for fun, and it was I could just tell it was off, you know. But then I was listening to a space, a Wall Street Journal or thing, maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and was and she was like, it threw family off for a moment, but then they realized, and when they said the breathing there wasn't enough breathing, I was like, huh. And so I've listened to that, and I've been able to identify from that as well. Some of the other ones that you're just listening to. Let's put that over there. Yeah.
I need Ethereum. I'm so mad at Coinbase right now. I just feel like there's so much going.
Yeah. And so that's even going as far as whether or not people have really been paying attention or thinking people haven't been paying attention. One of the number one things why hex I want to touch on two things, and I'm gonna rewind for just a second, so I might sound like I'm sidetracking. The other thing, Human, that you asked, like why hex was dumping in price. Hex gave a good explanation. The other piece that I want to give is a lot of people have been buying it up recently because they were waiting for that snapshot. And now snapshot was done. They realized when it was, and they can dump out back to wherever they want because now they have their copy of hex. So that was a big piece there too. But the main reason why hex isn't on in the top, what 200, it doesn't break 200 or 100 on like Coin Market Cap is because it's not on major exchanges as the number
I
one.
just saw another one where
And
did something
so
where they were trying to trade
the
like USDC or like PUSDC.
one fun thing that you can, I don't know, do you have a lot of experience with block explorers, Who Man? Okay. Let's see here. Let's one of the things then what you can look at, have you used block explorers though? Like etherscan.io. Yes, BSC scan, polyscan. Yes. Yep. Okay. So those are block explorers, like for the Polygon network and for the BSC, Binance Smart Chain Network. And you can see transactions. You can look at your wallet. You can look at other wallets and stuff. One of the things that you can do is you can also find like the contracts to see where money disappears and seems to appear, I guess you could say, and that's bridges. So you can look up and look at like the USDC pools or the USDT pools, or the hex contract, and where it's, you can see bridge pieces. And so I think maybe one of the big third-party bridges that is sort of outside the Pulse chain community that might go live relatively quick would be either Wormhole or multi-chain. They might have Wormhole, aka yeah. And so then I have a question. What's the current price of one PLS in USE or DAI? So that is a ratio piece. So one of the things that we really have gotten into the habit of doing is looking at things in dollar value. That is really not a good way of looking at when you're looking at exotic pairings. And so one of the biggest thing, and when I say exotic pairings, I mean anything other than a USDC as a stable pairing. So if you have something like ETH to Pepe, that is an exotic pair in a way because ETH fluctuates and Pepe fluctuates. Zen and Hex. Okay, so then one PLS and ETH. Right now it's ratio trading. Hex, and so as you can see right now, one PLS currently is 3.6 PLSX. If you want to look at it as DAI, what is it? TDAI? TDAI. Oh, shoot. So roughly one PLS equals 3.8 PLSX. Or if you want to look at it, one PLS equals 0.008 hex. Now, if you're looking at it right now, comparing Pulse Chain to Ethereum mainnet, you know that hex is 2 cents or 3 cents roughly. So if you're looking at this from a bridging aspect, you could look at this in a way that says instead one hex, which is 3 cents, gets you 137 PLS. So 3 cents, and I'm giving it an arbitrary value. So I'm talking one network to another network, which is not how you can really look at it right now. So looking at ratios might be the best way to do that, to sort of see that. Hex, does that give you an answer? Hexy, do you think? And that's and I got you here on Twitter, Hex, and I got another Hex on YouTube asking. So I got Hex all around me, and I just for everyone's record, I am not a Hexican. Nothing against Hexicans. I just do not consider myself a Hexican. I consider myself an agnostic Degen. I am chain agnostic. I actually added 3 new chains to my MetaMask today, like BitGert, Godwoken mainnet, and Venom testnet. So yeah. Hex on YouTube, did that answer your? Okay, that exactly what you needed. So just know though that Hex PLS, Hex Pulse, will be a different price than when the bridges go live. It will be a different price for a while than Hex on Ethereum mainnet. So one Hex on Ethereum mainnet may get you 50 Hex on Pulse Chain PLS Hex, or one Hex might get you 0.1 Hex on PLS Hex. Well, congrats to you, Hex. I am glad that you have. I'm not going to say what you have, but congrats. And whether you sacrificed $1 or you didn't sacrifice anything, you're still early, you're still new, and you're part of it. So welcome, Hex. Hex on Twitter. I know you had your hand up. Let's see if I can get you. I've been working on this connection piece to connect my YouTube to my Twitch, to then get to my yeah. Let's see if I can get this going. All right, Hex, are you there?
Yeah, bro, is that working?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so first thing, everything you said was boss, bro. Straight fire. I appreciate that. What I want to say to, if I'm on the YouTube or everybody's listening, that it's really bizarre that people don't understand how much Hex has been gatekept for almost 4 years. Where if you go on any CoinMarketCap, CoinPaprika, all these crappy ass sites that just lie to you anyway, that they rank us at 201 and above. But if you go to etherscan.io and actually look at on-chain liquidity and transactions, we're number 5. We're the top 5th coin in all of ETH. You know, so the only 3 above us are Bitcoin, ETH, and some stable coins. Like, we're literally number 5 in the entire Ethereum network, but yet all the marking sites rank us hella low. And the one reason that is because Hex, it doesn't have a lot of trade volume, and people don't understand that. So when you buy Hex, the purpose of Hex is to stake it and earn yield. So it's not a highly tradable token, but it has billions and billions of dollars market cap in locked up liquidity that's on chain. You can see everything on chain. It's one of the most transparent tokens, which is why I fell in love with it. But I used to be ADA, I used to be all these other tokens, and I still hold all those tokens. I don't rag on any project or any token. But it's just so crazy that they still list us at these ridiculous numbers, and people are like, oh, what's your market cap? You're ranked on 203, and it's like, bro, go on Etherscan, look at the contract. We're top 5, you know? So that's wild. The second thing is ETH Hex and P Hex technically will always be 2 different values because of the S-load function on Ethereum.
40 PLS.
If people don't understand what the S-load function is, when you stake your tokens in order to earn yield, Ethereum has to calculate every day what you've been entitled to, and that basically costs you gas. So the longer you stake, the more gas it costs you to end your stake in order to get your rewards. And therefore, it eats up your rewards because you're paying these ridiculous ETH gas fees, right? So Richard invented Pulse Chain to solve that problem technically for hexagons. So you could have a cheap chain in order to stake your hex and earn your rewards and not be eaten by the gas fees. And just so happens to be a bonus that because it's a layer 1 blockchain, everybody else now can come and build their projects on top of it for next to nothing. Whereas if you built on Ethereum, it costs you ridiculous amounts of money to launch your project. So I think that's really cool. Like, anybody can launch a project on there, whether it's good or not. I'm not the judge. You know, whether it performs good or not, tokens will tell. But it is something really cool to look at.
Yep. And so this was my issue. This is my issue, but hindsight type of thing, to where I've looked, when I first got explained Hex, the inner workings of Hex. I learned about Hex when it launched. I didn't do it because I wasn't I wasn't really into it. I had enough things on my plate. And so there was 1,000 other things. And so it wasn't until PulseCon that I happened to be at last year, because I was, I'm always on the conference circuit going to blockchain events, and I was invited to PulseCon. I was in Vegas, so I went. And so one of the things that never made sense to me for a long time is that the large calculations that are done on that piece, because it's one of those things to where I feel that what's the word I'm thinking of? That there could be an off-chain tracking form in a way that basically keeps track of the daily earn piece. One of the things that I came to understand, and I think it's inefficient, is that is done on chain rather than off chain, just to keep that like completely automated in a way. And so for me, that was something that I believe that there should be a mixture between on-chain and off-chain usage, because one, complex calculations and or daily tallies, like if the blockchain every day tallied up how much someone was owed. But it's one of those things to where seeing how thinking it out and then seeing it in action are two different things. So I think that is a really interesting way of looking at it. And yeah, so those are my thoughts on it. That was my issue, I guess, with it. Is in hindsight, would they have done it the same way, or would they have done it, a slightly different way, so it would cost people less to unstake without penalty, or once they did make their stake day, that they could unstake for a lesser amount? That makes sense, Hex?
Well, 100%, brother. I can tell you why and why not that you would want your calculations done on chain as opposed to off chain. So first thing being, we all want decentralization, right? The main thing that if you're into DeFi, you want decentralization. Mm-hmm. So in order to have decentralization, you have to have on-chain transactions.
Yep.
Okay? Nobody wants OTC, nobody wants P2P, because you don't know who's making markets, you don't know whose order books are thin, but they tell you they're full, all that hocus pocus crap that we get rugged by all the time, right? So Richard invented the on-chain 100% market maker. Now, before, when Hex first came out, the S-load function, in order to do that, was only, let's just say, $1 a day for just for $1 amount, right? It costs you $1 a day. That's no problem. If you're making $10 a day, you can give up $1 a day, right? In pay to play. Let's just call it pay to play. Now, as Ethereum started to get congested, Vitalik raised the price of the S-load function by 12 times. Not one, not two, not five, 12 times. So now it costs you $12 a day instead of $1 a day. And if you stake out 5, 10, 15 years, that $10 a day starts to eat the shit out of your principal and your yield that you were supposed to make. So it's a double-edged sword. Where should we do it off chain? So there's actually a new Zen protocol called Phoenix that does that off chain.
Yep.
And they pay out per month instead of daily, right?
Sorry, say that.
They do once a month calculations instead of once a day.
Yeah. So
now,
that's the thing.
whether that goes good or not, I'm not sure, but I'll definitely be in it. But the Hex protocol is not going to change because Richard prides himself on transparency and on-chain liquidity and trading. That's how decentralized is supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to see what's going on at all times and not have anybody fudging numbers or slipping and tipping when you're not looking.
Dexscreener.com.
So it's like, which one do you give up? Do you give up security or do you give up privacy? Because they're both the same, but they're both not when it comes to people running in and out of you and you don't know where to grab your money, you know? Like someone's dumping while you're trying to stake, you don't know that. But on chain, you can see everything. You can see when this guy's going to dump $1 million worth of hex, I could make a stake because I'll buy a real cheap when he dumps. Or, you know, this guy's pushed out 7 years, I could front run him and I could do 9 years and I'm going to get the better rate. It's all game theory, but it's on chain and it's fair for everybody to see what's going on. There's no buffoonery underneath the chain, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. No, and so this was a thing that I talked with some other people, or I talked with one other person really about with Phoenix, because I got to hang out with Joe. I've got to hang out with him a couple times, both at ETH Denver and then at Consensus, and so really had a really fun time with him. And, you know, really saw the effort he was putting into it, where I had, I guess you could say, issue, is with, the fact that it, like Hex, it ties you to a legacy wallet. It ties you to one wallet rather than giving you like a liquid position, an NFT or liquidity token that you can trade or move for that spot.
Yeah, so that's why Hedron was created.
Yep.
So
and
you can make your HSI instead of a native stake, and that becomes a wrapped stake, and you can freely trade and sell or loan against that stake.
Yeah.
So it's really funny how, in a way, all of the Zen protocols, like, I wouldn't say gimmick because they have their own features too, but they come off the principles of Hex in a sense. So they've tried to improve it just like we tried to improve Bitcoin in a way, right? Like, everybody wants Bitcoin, but in order to earn yield on your Bitcoin, you have to give it to a third party.
Yep.
And that third party can steal your shit, which we've seen with Celsius and BlockFi and Luna and all that crap, right? It's not real DeFi.
Yeah.
So Hex is one of the only tokens before Zen was created, because Zen does the same stuff now too in a way with Jack and his first principles, but Hex was created and was the only ERC20 token that actually has utility. And when I say that, I want to explain. When most people say, what's the token utility? What's the utility? What's the utility? Most tokens only have one utility: send and receive. That's it, right? Name me a token that actually interacts with the native contract that created the token. None of them. Okay? If you want to stake cake, you have to give it to a third party. If you want to stake ADA, you have to give it to a third party. Any token you want to stake to earn yield.
But ADA, you don't. ADA, you stake. It's liquid staking. Someone pointed that out to me.
Now it is.
Yeah.
Now it is, right?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm trying to say. Like, before all of these tokens started jumping on listen, I'm obviously biased a little bit because I'm the hexicist, right? But I don't shit on anybody's stuff because I own everything, right? I like to collect everything. But what drew me to the Hex contract was the simple fact that it was the only ERC20 token at the time that I sovereignly, trustlessly could send my tokens to the contract the contract, not anybody else, me and the contract. And that contract would issue me yield trustlessly. No one can take my private keys from the contract. Nobody can steal my tokens. Nobody can do shit. It's me and the contract, and that's it. The contract will run forever. It's immutable. Now, whether the tokens I earn in yield is worth anything, that's a different story, right? Price go up, price go down. But when I've staked on Binance, I've been rugged. When I've staked on Polygon, I've been rugged. Like I staked on PancakeSwap, I've been rugged. Hex was the only contract that I've ever staked with for over nearly 3 years that has always given me what I was entitled to and never had any hiccups. And that was the beauty of that contract. Now, it has problems with the S-load function. Now, Phoenix is doing their thing, which they've fixed that problem in their way. But Richard invented Pulse Chain to fix that his way. So it's like, tit for tat. But
Yeah.
I think every new token that comes out that wants to stake is following that principle now and making it better every time. It's just going to keep getting better and better and better every time,
I agree with you. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I agree with you. You have not said a bad thing at all. The only what would be cool if the next thing that moves up on like Phoenix is if they pull in, an icosahedron type of thing as well. I've gotten used to, I don't like being tied to the same wallet. I do use the same hot wallet for pretty much everything. And I do, I do add my 24 words pretty much into a lot of different wallets for my hot wallet. And, but I do know it's always tied back to, I have to approve that transaction. But downloading a wallet from a reliable source rather than something that is, off key, I might be giving someone else my 12 words. But that's for my hot wallet. And so what I'm willing to risk at that moment. One of the things I do recommend people doing is setting up multiple wallets. You have your minting wallet, you have your, as I like to say, your FAFO wallet, your fuck around and find out wallet, because sometimes you want to go test out new things. You want to try things out that you don't know. That's sometimes the only way you can learn. And sometimes you have to learn from errors. Unfortunately, no matter how many times we talk about being safe and checking things, Web3 is not easy right now. For me personally, I love the Join Fire wallet extension. I use it both in Brave and in Chrome. It will tell you what your transaction. It basically takes the hex decimal language and tells you what that input output is. So it will tell you, hey, this asset's going out or this asset is going in. And I also really, really, really enjoy Wallet Guard as well for that. They not only do they do, in what's going out of your wallet and into your wallet, but it also tells you if what you think is like a minting contract is actually like a wallet address, or scam sites. If it's not a whitelisted site for a project, it will let you know that there's other sites that are relatively like it, and make you aware of that. One of the cool things with blockchain, though, is really all finality comes down to you pressing that approve function. There is the classic saying, not your keys, not your crypto. An Arbitrum researcher, I've repeated this a few times, said something new, had a new spin on it. Not my keys, not my problem. And that's something that we've really gotten used to with banks and credit cards. You know, we get overcharged for a bill. We have bad service. You know, we got double charged. We can call an 800 number and get that pulled out and reversed. Blockchain, you know, most recently we saw some dude send $1.2 million to Jared from Subway.eth by accident for some reason, or he claimed it was an accident and was on a couple different private Discord groups. You know, how you don't send a test transaction of that amount first to the right person, but basically pleading, you know, Jared from Subway.eth to return those funds, or as in his tweet said that his boss, who he was sending his employer would kill him. Whether that was true or that was just a very grandiose statement, who knows? But you know, Jared from Subway.eth did return the funds minus, you know, his 50 grand finder fee, which, you know, I think was like 5% or something like that he took. So, hey, good for him. I know I've gotten transactions magically pop up in my wallet before that I was not expecting. And I reached out to my community to be like, hey, did someone accidentally send this to me, or someone who sent some money that was supposed to go somewhere and didn't? It turned out it was supposed to go to me. I just was not expecting it. So the part of having different wallets is having them all under one domain and one hood, so to speak. Hex, you were talking a little bit earlier about having multiple different Google books. I know people that do that. I like just importing different wallets within MetaMask, so everything is in one book, but having different imported wallets within that same MetaMask. And I know those transactions can be done separately. I can tie and cashing out. This is to you too. One thing you can do is you can tie your ledger to your MetaMask wallet on your desktop or on your phone, so that you have to approve the transaction in your MetaMask and as a secondary sign on it with your ledger as well. Hex, hand.
Sorry if you get sick of the hand, brother, but you know.
I do, because I
want you
can't.
to stop.
I can't just say I'm not sick of it. I don't always see it because I don't have the phone tilted just right at my face anymore. And so
I'll still be patient, bro. I figured when you finish talking, you'll look at the screen. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, but yeah.
But yeah, I was just gonna say, if so the multiple MetaMask thing is one thing. So have you ever heard of a program called Tails?
No.
Okay, so Tails is basically how do I explain it simply so I don't start talking Greek? It's basically your operating system on a USB stick.
Oh,
that
yeah.
boots up brand new every time from fresh.
So I used to do that with Linux, with Knoppix.
Okay, so Knoppix does the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So the only reason why I was suggesting to have the multiple MetaMask on the Google account or whatnot is technically it's supposed to be tied to a Tails USB stick, right? Yeah. So you can load up your Tails. It will give you a brand new instance of your Chrome. You add 5,000 accounts. You do all your Degen shit. And then when you pull that USB stick out, it completely wipes your laptop and everything that was on that USB stick. And then when you plug the USB stick back in, you start off from scratch again, right? So you have to import all of your stuff again, but that's not the purpose of using it, because obviously that's a pain in the ass. But the purpose of using it is if you just at an internet cafe or you're at somebody's stuff, you don't want to obviously put your shit on their computer, right?
Yep.
So you can plug in USB, boot up your Tails, do your trading, pull USB out, no one knows you were there.
Yep.
Okay, so that's one thing you can do. The second thing is obviously, Taco brother, if you have a hardware wallet, you can use the 25th word, which is your passphrase.
Yep.
So instead of having 500 MetaMask accounts and all this wild stuff, you just have one hardware wallet. That's all you need. And once you generate your 24 words, you then can select a 25th word, which is known as the passphrase, and that will generate you an entirely brand new wallet address.
Yep.
Okay, so if you just have your one Ledger or Trezor, you already know the Hexicans, we like Trezor over Ledger, but it's the same shit. You get your Ledger, you generate your 24 words, and then you add the 25th word, let's just call it Taco1. That now is your Degen address. And then you go Taco2, that's your staking address. Then you go Taco3, that's your, like, whatever address. You can have, it's unlimited. So
Yep.
you don't need to switch back and out of accounts, do all this wild stuff. You just simply attach your Ledger to your MetaMask as the front end. And then whenever you're finished on that instance of your Ledger, you just disconnect, plug it back in, type in the next passphrase, and you've got a brand new account, and you do your shit from there.
Yep.
So I like to, when I'm doing my 15-year stakes for my kids, for my wife, or whatever, I will generate a brand new address on a passphrase and stake for 15 years, and then delete that instance of my hardware wallet attached to the MetaMask, and then that's it. Like, I don't need to connect it ever again to check the stats. That's just, it's 15 years I've got to wait, right? Like, what's the point? Just let it ride. And then come back and connect your shit. You don't ever have to worry about accidentally connecting to a weird DApp, accidentally getting rinsed from an NFT airdrop or whatever, because you'll generate yourself an address that is for those purposes, that if you do get rinsed, all they get is dust. There's nothing in that hidden address, you know?
Yeah. Yep. That is one of the fun things to do. Do. Oh man. Yep. Oh man. It has been. You are 100% right. There's multiple different ways of being safe. I just, man, I prefer Ledger over Trezor. Trezors can be opened and can be bootlogged. Ledgers have not successfully been bootlogged yet. And I think Trezor is just easier to use over Trezor. Ledger is easier to use overall than Trezor is. I don't know. What do you think, Hex? Oh, we still there? Do. Hex, did we get are you still there? Did we get rugged? I think we got rugged. No, we didn't get rugged.
Brother, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, I'm so sorry, bro. I just had a phone call. It jumped me out of the room.
Ah, okay. Yeah, no.
Sorry, the last piece I caught just before the phone call was you saying something about Ledger?
Yeah, no, I was talking about Trezor has been bootlogged, Trezors can get opened up and get bootlogged to pull the passphrase and everything out. Ledger has yet to been broken yet. Truly been broken in a repeatable fashion. I like Ledger for usability over Trezor. So here comes the battle. What, Trezor versus Ledger? Thoughts, preference, and why do you like Trezor more than Ledger?
Okay, this is a great question, and it's one of those ones like almost should I be Catholic or should I be Christian type debates, right? Because they're both obviously top tier. I own both. Don't get me wrong. I have a Ledger. I started with a Ledger, and then when I joined the Hex community, they kind of voted me onto the Trezors. So the first reason, the boot login, as far as I know, can be done to both devices. Nobody's ever just tried it with the Ledger, as far as I know. That could be some hocus pocus too. So I'm not going to hold myself to it. But the difference between the Ledger and the Trezor so far for us is the Ledger mailing system was hacked, and people's addresses and everything got burnt, right? So that to me, that's obviously a big no-no. If my company that I buy from with my personal address and credentials, and they know I'm hoarding crypto, they gave out my information to scammers. Right, so that's the only thing that I don't like about Ledger so far is they're the first corporate. Like the units themselves can be broken because you can brute force anything really. If you've got enough money and enough time, you can get somebody to take the enclave chip out, and they can do some work and eventually get there, right? But mailing lists and shit like that is a big no-no. So Trezor has a 90-day burn everything rule. So when you order from Trezor, they have 90 days of your information and then it's burnt. It's completely wiped off their systems. No credit card information, no email list, no phone numbers, no nothing. So for me, that's one big point right there. And the other point that I have to concede, because one of the community's hardware experts, shout out Hex Hangout, he is a huge Ledger guy for the simple fact that when you punch in your passphrase on a Ledger, it's on the actual device. And when you do it on a Trezor 1, you have to punch it into the computer. And that's, as everyone knows, it's a no-no. You shouldn't be punching stuff into the computer, right? But the Model T Trezor is all on the device itself. Nothing ever gets punched into the computer. It's a 50-50.
There is a slight difference with that too, though. With the Trezor, it shifts the numeric keypad around into a random pattern, and on the computer, it doesn't show what those numbers are. It just shows where the squares are. So you have to be looking at both the Trezor and the computer at the same time to know where those numbers are.
That's correct, brother. That's for your PIN.
Yep.
That's not for your passphrase.
Oh, correct. Passphrase, yes.
Right. So when you're on the Trezor suite and it asks you to type in a passphrase to generate a hidden wallet, you physically have to type it in on your keyboard, which is a big no-no.
Yep.
But on the Trezor Model T, which is the touchscreen version, you do it all on the device itself, but it's more expensive, and you know what I mean? So potato, but yes, you should never, ever type passphrases or seed phrases on your keyboard.
Yeah. And I did, so I got I was given two S Pros by Ledger to do video on. So I still have a video to do. One of the things I like about both Ledgers and Trezors is you can brick them and reset everything on them. So basically factory reset. I don't know with Trezor if they have I'm sure they do, where with the Ledger website, it will check and verify whether or not your Ledger is a real Ledger or not. I don't know if Trezor does that.
So they do. It's
okay.
When you put your Trezor into, because everything gets shipped without IO on it, right?
Yep.
So when you get your Trezor from, obviously, hopefully everybody order your stuff from the manufacturers, not Amazon or Craigslist. When it comes from the manufacturer, it doesn't have any OS on it. So when you plug it into the Trezor suite, it will tell you no firmware is on this device. Would you like to download the firmware? If something has been downloaded onto your unit, it will tell you, warning, iOS has been detected on this device. Please call the manufacturers because they do not ship them with operating systems on them.
Yep.
So it does give you a big red warning sign. I've never had one, but I have seen a YouTube video where some guy did it just to show the fact that it does work. But it does give you a big warning saying that an operating system has been installed on this hardware device unit. Before using, please contact customer support.
A little bit. I will be back.
Yep.
Go check a little bit.
Yeah.
Take care. Stay safe.
All right.
Have lots of money.
Yeah, no, that's I agree. They're both pieces, safety steps. What I'm waiting for next is the ledger stacks to visually see. They're making like their little iPod Touch version of their ledger. I'm looking forward to that, and that's been shipping.
So the only thing with the stacks that our community technically is not too fond of is the Bluetooth shit that's on there, right? But obviously, so you know about that stuff, but you can turn it off, I get it, but you just never know with the Bluetooth, right?
Yep. And one of the really cool things that they did, this is something I do like, they turned it off by default. So
and that is definitely a bonus.
Yeah.
One of my biggest things is, like, for me and you, let's say we're going to start up a security company, right? And you have the hardware and I have the operating system tech. Who thought it was a great idea to put fucking Bluetooth on that stuff?
Well,
when you know that that's one of the biggest vectors that you can be schemed from, right?
Yeah, so this is where I think of it, because when I originally got my Ledger Nano X, I got it because of the Bluetooth, and that was because that ledger was tied to a Gnosis safe, which was tied. My wallet was tied to the Gnosis safe, and my ledger was tied to the wallet. So I basically had to do two approvals, to be able to, two signatures to be able to sign off on a multi-sig wallet. And so for me, I felt that, the security of the wallet I was using for, and that was Mu Wallet I was using. I love Mu Wallet, my Ether wallet. I love their privacy RPC versus Infura RPCs that MetaMask has. And so and they partnered with my friends over at Rivet for those privacy RPCs. And so that was the vector that I was using for the safest and quickest actions to be able to interact with a Gnosis safe, where multi-sig wallet piece on that. And the dumb thing that I see people do is wear their ledgers around their neck like bling. I carry mine with me, but they don't wear around my neck like bling.
Bro, isn't that the craziest advertisement marketing? Whoever decided that was a great idea to be like, hey man, let's wear our ledgers like a freaking Cuban link,
Yeah. So I agree.
I'm definitely down on the multi-sig stuff.
Yep.
Because I don't know if you know, but like Staker app for the Hex community. So we use Gnosis Safe with that. And that's definitely one of the biggest things that now I've been getting really deep into with the multi-sig stuff, because I think that will be the next generation of security.
Yeah. My friends over. So I come from I like to say I'm chain agnostic. I do have biases, though. I'm really heavy in the polka dot community, and with the parachains. So I help run a DEX on one of the parachains. But some of my friends, and I no longer. Let me rephrase that. I used to be the director of business development and investor relations, and working on getting projects listed and the back end and the kick open the doors and come look at us stuff. I now run their ambassador program. And so one of the things that I really like is there's a team building a parachain that is a multi-chain vault, basically. So right now with like Gnosis and Staker, you can only have one chain per vault. But what happened if you could have a vault that could have multiple chains? Now that is where you're doing things right, I think.
Hell yeah. I'm totally down for that. Yeah, I just thought of, are you familiar with the internet money wallet on Pulse Chain?
I do. I actually got to meet KG during Consensus and hang out with KG, Gary a little bit, but really good friend. I call him a really good friend. He, I got to meet his partner in crime, his wife, but Walrus as well. And so really got to hang out with them during Consensus. Walrus I've been able to hang out with a few times whenever I'm in Austin. So really good. Really, KG's a really good guy. I like him.
Yeah, right on, brother. I mean, KG's badass. Wars is straight fire. Like, he's the man.
Yeah.
And but yeah, the internet money wallet at least is as far as I know, the first multi-chained wallet in a sense that it will be native to Pulse, so you don't have to do anything with RPC settings. But within the wallet itself, it is already a fully functional multi-chain wallet. So I think the security is just, like I said, man, and I'm not biased to any token in the sense that I'm a maxi, but every year shit just keeps getting better and better and better. So how could you fade anything that just makes something better, you know?
Yep. There are builders galore, as I like to say, So
I've been trying to get my uncle into crypto for the last 4 years, and he just keeps telling me it's hocus pocus. And up until this year, coming slightly out of the bear market, I personally think we're still in a semi-bear, but he's now talking to me, being like, "Hey man, what's this Pepe shit? What's this Dogecoin? What's this Bitcoin stuff?" I'm like, "Bro, I've been telling you about it for 4 years. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it's still early, man. We're still so early, you know."
Yes, we are. And that's, when we have family asking us what's Pepe, what's an NFT, we know we're doing something right.
Oh, well, someone's doing something right, because I'm telling you, I literally have Hex. If you're into Hex, man, it's probably one of the worst tokens to try to onboard somebody into crypto. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
People just don't get it. They just don't understand the whole shit. Like they don't get it, right? But if you tell someone, "Oh, Pepe or Dogecoin or Shiba Inu," they're like, "Oh yeah, let's buy some." It's like, it's so bizarre, you know?
Yeah. One of the things that's really funny is what's the word I'm thinking of? So Hex, a lot of the Hex community reminds me of the early Bored Ape community, where it was basically apes were using their own gains, that they had got from trading, selling, and buying, to, you could say, pump their own bags, but also get the word out. And Hex is pretty much the only other community where I regularly see in the randomest places advertising. I was in Tampa, Florida, and I saw yard signs about Hex and howtopulse.com. in a random gas station in Texas, like El Paso, on my way from Austin to Phoenix. 2 o'clock in the morning. A postcard flyer, sort of explaining the breakdown of hex. And using the like a CD. Beating inflation rate type of thing. So, I do got to give shout outs, because it's not team marketing. People think that Hex is that there's, team marketing, when really it's the community that have made money looking to advertise their own, what they believe in, and doing it in a good way. So I like it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's so crazy. Like, I've been in a bunch of communities, or still am in a bunch of communities, because I've got friends everywhere, and not everyone likes Hex, and that's fine. But Hex is definitely one of the only projects that the community is what makes the token itself. Like, everyone knows, man, Richard don't spend money on Hex, right? Like, he doesn't go out buying billboards and hot air balloons and all this crap. He goes and buys Louis Vuitton handbags and then flexes on people. Like, that doesn't make anybody really want to buy the token, So it's really the community itself, and we believe in the contract. And after almost 4 years solid, the contract has never failed. Yeah. Everything else has gone down. Everything's been hacked. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of the only contracts that's never failed with almost 4 years of flawless operation. So it's kind of hard, Like, you tell your friend this is the best thing, and they're like, I don't like Richard. He's a dick. And you're like, yeah, that's fair enough, Like, I don't like Elon Musk, but I buy Tesla shares, Like, what do you do? Yeah,
well, and so then this is where it's really good. This is where, we talk about a trustless piece. Just so people know, Deck Screener has added Pulse Chain to their lineup as well. For you can go see Dex pairings as well.
Let's go.
So I see that because I have YouTube running live on a giant TV. So yeah,
bro, people don't realize how many centralized exchanges are basically waiting for the ratio period to fall off so they can list Pulse Chain, man.
Yeah,
that's another thing that's so crazy, right? All the exchanges know Richard. All of the people in the field know Richard. They hate his guts. That's fine. They won't list Hex. But as soon as he comes out with an L1 that people can make money off, everyone's listing it.
Oh yeah. Yep.
See, that's one of the other things people don't understand about Hex. Like, when you list on a centralized exchange, you got to give up tokens, or you got to pay them to list you, right?
Yeah. Well,
Richard won't spend a dime on any of that crap.
So this is the funny thing, though. That's what they used to do. Nowadays, like MEXC, even Huobi, Gate.io, they with Zen. They literally had either bots or interns just going and hitting the mint button.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though, because they technically can mint for free because, they don't pay gas. They're the exchange, right? They get their gas for free. Yeah. So they can mint it and then dump, right? But you can't do that with Hex.
Yep.
It's going to cost you more to buy it than when you dump. You're gonna be out of profit. You're gonna dump at a loss, and that's why a lot of exchanges won't take it because it's not a tradable token. Like, really, no one's really trading the crap. They're staking it, making yield, and then selling it, right? Like, you can't do much else with it other than stake it, earn yield, and then sell it. So if you've got 100,000 plus stakers. And the average stake length is almost at 7 years. When it started, it was like 2.7 years. It's already gone up to 7 years. How are you going to make profit on that trading volume when people aren't doing anything for 7 years? Do you know what I mean?
Yep. It's one of those things.
That's the hard sell for the exchanges, right? Because they're not making any money on that.
Yep. Yep. It is that day, you know. So
But Phoenix will be really cool to see how they because they've implemented. I read the white paper. There was three phases that they took out of other people's projects in a sense and like kind of molded them together. And the T-shares and the staking mechanism of Hex was one. And then there was another one that was I can't remember the token name, but it was like a certificate of interest, not a certificate of deposit. And they've implemented that as well, and so it's like a little bit of everything, and then mix it up and make some spaghetti sauce. So it's going to be really cool to see how that pans out.
yeah, no, it will. This is good. This is an exciting couple days. So really fun to see. With that, you know, I want to sort of just bring this to an end, wrap it to a piece. You know, but before we do, Hex. As we do with every episode, we've done this for 267 episodes. 10 seconds, final words and words of wisdom.
Oh, shit. Naturally, everybody, stay safe. If I had 10 seconds to tell anybody to do anything on any blockchain is to make sure your security is intact. I don't care what token you can buy whatever token your heart desires, but please make sure your security is intact and you keep yourself safe. Much love.
Much love. Thank you. Thank you. And as always, we end every episode with our words of wisdom. A closed mouth cannot be fed, and you cannot feed a closed mouth, meaning if no one knows you're looking for opportunity can't come. And if opportunity comes and you're not ready for it, it's going to pass you by. And we're going to close as we close every episode with the greatest joke on the face of the planet. It's done out of love for how we started our space. So for 267 plus episodes, we've done the same joke. And so cashing out. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hope that you always feel free to come back anytime you see us open or have any questions. Please feel free to ask. Anyone, Hex is here to help in any way, shape, or form. Please know, as a reminder to everyone, that you never need to give out your secret recovery phrase to anyone for any type of help. I'm just grateful to be here. We are all early still. To me, WAGME means, it's we're all going to make it. But if we're all going to make it, that means we all have to make it. So everyone has a seat at the table. Some people just need to be reminded that they already have a seat waiting for them, because we're so used to Web 2 where you have to either earn a seat or seats are taken from you. So want to thank everyone for joining us today, an amazing time. Hex, I know you're going to go be messing around like crazy on some of these exchanges. I'm going to be eating some food and then getting into some liquidity pools. So everyone have a great night. And Hex, with this joke, I need your help. Knock, knock.
Who there?